CCX Sports presents coverage of Lake Conference Gymnastics. Tonight, a matchup between the Hopkins Royals and the Wayzata Trojans. First meet of 2022. Hello and welcome to Wayzata High School. John Jacobson along with Debbie Rasmussen. And Debbie, two teams have had very good starts to the season, both unbeaten in dual meets. Wayzata right now ranked second in the state, and these are the two best teams we're going to see this season in our area.
You know, coming into the meet, I wasn't sure. I knew that they were both going to be good. I didn't know Wayzata was ranked number 2. We even had the privilege of watching warm-ups, and you guys are in for a treat tonight. There is a lot of talent out here on this floor. It'll be a great meet. There's going to be tough competition. We're going to see some new stars on each of their teams, some girls that have come out of private club to compete for high school, which is always so much fun for us and for the spectators and stuff too. So sit back. We are in for a really good meet tonight.
Wayzata coming off a state meet appearance last year, coming out of Section 6AA, and these teams will compete again in the same section, Devin. It's too bad because there are other sections that aren't quite as strong that are going to send a team to state, and then one of these teams will not be able to compete as a team. Now, individually, obviously, you can still qualify, and I'm certain we'll see girls from both of these schools at the state meet next month at Roy Wilkins Auditorium.
You know, and that's hard, and you feel so bad because they're doing rearranging all the time of some of the sections. But I wish there was a way that you truly got the best teams.
And we are underway as Hopkins will start on the bars. As you see our rotation tonight, they will start as Wayzata will be up on the vault and finishing up later with Wayzata on the floor exercise. Vivian Paulson is the leadoff gymnast tonight for the varsity girls for Hopkins here on the uneven bars. Deb, she completes her routine.
She does a very nice job as a leadoff person for Hopkins. You want that person that is going to be consistent. They're going to set the level for that score, and the scores hopefully will build as the next 4 or 5 gymnasts get underway. Great start for her. She swings really well. When we are watching bars, we are looking for fluidity. You don't want any breaks in the swinging. Transition from high bar to low bar, change of direction. She had all of that. She had a release move and a really nice little flyaway dismount with just a small step. Good start. It should set the pace.
She scores a 7.55. Look at part of Vivian's routine again.
You'll see there, long hang kip into that tuck flyaway. Shoulders might have been a little tiny bit low, but she was able to save it with just a small step.
Janae Love is up next.
She's doing a kip cut catch and then changing the direction, and that fulfills a requirement of a release move, which is a nice little transition. Going into some long hang kips here. Back hip circle, big cast. I love this. I saw this in warm-ups. It's so unique. She does a half twist into a front flip. We are not going to see that often. So anytime something new comes out and it's just a little bit different, it gets me all excited because we see a lot of flyaways, be it tuck, layout. But here she is. She's going to cast, switch, half turn to a front tuck dismount. Nice job.
Score for Janiah Love of, wait for it, 7.675.
That took a lot of math right there,
It was way too much math for me.
Well, at least it was you and not me. I ran out of fingers, so 1, 2, 3.
Nia Simone Britt is up next.
Starts with a long hang kip to the high bar. Beautiful release move over the low bar. It's called a shoot. Here we're going to get ready for her giants. She's a taller gymnast, and when she does this, she creates such a good line that it's really fun to watch. Very, very nice flyaway dismount. When we talk about the change of direction, you'll see she mounted the bar facing one direction. She finished her routine the other. So here she's doing a squat on. Goes into that long hang kip. These are beautiful giants, great body position, and this just floats, this layout flyaway. Just kind of floats into that landing. Nice job. I like when gymnasts are a little bit taller on certain events because they do create that beautiful line. And she's probably all of, maybe 5'4", but in the world of gymnastics, that's a taller gymnast. And I think they just show a beauty and a fluidity that we don't get to see. And that was a great routine.
Janessa Reglos will be up next as we await the score for Nia Simone Britt. Judges talking a little bit about Nia Simone's score.
Anytime there's a little bit of conference, there's too much distance in between the two scores. So they have to change that, which is hence why we have 2 judges. In the state meet, they have 4 on every event. And actually, they start every event the very beginning of the night with a head judge that will help judge all the events. It's pretty cool.
8.375 for Nia Simone Britt, and now Janessa Reglos. Janessa's a senior captain and returning state qualifier as well for Hopkins.
Beautiful giant swing. She did all the right. Wow, that was a very nice double back flyaway. You'll see she kind of gave that look because her shoulders were a little bit low. She might have let go a little too soon and didn't complete that second flip. But it's not often you're going to see. We see a lot of flyaways, fulls, but not a lot of doubles. And you'll just see her shoulders were just down just a little bit, but she saved it. She didn't fall, and she was able to hang on to that landing.
That dip will cost her a little bit, though.
It will, yep. Yeah. There will be the deduction for the big step and then the shoulders that were down forward a little. But just a beautiful routine. Again, starting that kip cut catch and changing of direction and stuff, and ending with those beautiful giants and really fun double flyaway.
Score of 8.55 for Janessa Reglos. So, as you expect, scores going up, gymnast by gymnast. And we finish for Hopkins with Annabelle Spears, sophomore, another returning state meet qualifier from 2021.
Doing a pack salto there, that is an awesome move. You see that a lot. We saw it in the Olympics a lot. We see it in, the Big Ten a lot too. So very nice release move. Free hip to handstand, perfect. Here come her giants. And she's going to also double twisting flyaway dismount. That was outstanding. We see a lot of full dismounts, just like that double back. Here's that double flyaway. This is called a pack salto. It's kind of like doing a backflip in between the bars. Don't see a lot of it at this level. It's really an exceptional move. And here, watch this. Twist, 2 twists, lands, tiny step on the landing. That was great.
Really, 5 really good routines for Hopkins. Great way to start.
And that's they did exactly what they were supposed to. You wanted that first one to set the pace and the scores to go up from there. We always talk about, the first gymnast is your most consistent, and that last gymnast probably has the potential for the greatest scores. Each one did their job. They started off strong, and they just kept building, and she just put a stamp on that last routine. It was very good.
Annabelle Spears finishes with a 9.175. Again, they averaged the 2 judge scores was a 9.0 and a 9.35 that you saw posted there. So 9.175 for Annabelle Spears, and a great way for Hopkins to finish up here on the vault.
Great first rotation. This is going to be fun.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Wayzata's first varsity competition in a moment. More gymnastics from Wayzata High School after this.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. Hopkins score 33.8 as a team. Just a revision on Annabelle Spears' score. They changed it 9.2 to finish off Hopkins, but a good start overall, 33.8. Now Wayzata will be up next year on the vault for their first rotation tonight. Tatum Bolson, Ella Milo, Sasha Arney, Ashley Moyenga, and Izzy Hayden are their 5 varsity gymnasts tonight.
Watching them in warm-ups, we're in for a little bit of a treat. We've got a couple of handspring fulls, excuse me, a couple of souks, which are awesome. So I think it'll be a good start for Wayzata.
Tatum Bolson's high score this year on the vault, 9.05, and she'll get Wayzata started here.
Starts out there with a handspring full. Really nicely done. Had a little bit of struggle on that landing. Watch the distance that she gets on the back side of this vault. She's strong. She has a great block, and she just kind of floats and twists a little bit to make that full twist. That should score pretty well. She was a little bit low on that landing. Looks like that mat might have slipped a little bit for her too. But a beautiful, beautiful vault. As on the other events too, you want your most consistent gymnast to start out, and I think this is a great vault with a great gymnast. Very consistent. Watched her all during warm-ups. Didn't miss hardly any of these.
First vault scored an 8.4. There's vault 2.
And that one will probably score a little bit better. She was off to the side a tiny bit, really close to that wall, but a much better landing. Shoulders were higher, and you really want to finish that twist completely and land that vault standing up, which that second vault she did. Went a little bit crooked, might be a small deduction for that, but a really nice second vault. You'll see here she's got a great block. She starts that twist, floats, got a little too close to the wall there.
It does score a little higher to Deb, as you suspected, 8.75 for Tatum Bolson. And now Ella Milo. Ella's a junior. Her high score this year, 9.05.
Really strong run to start. And another really pretty handspring full. What Wayzata does here on these handspring fulls is they travel so far on that after flight. You'll see here she has a great block. She blocks and then starts twisting, completes that twist, 360 degrees before she hits. Some gymnasts will start twisting while their hands are still on the vault. You don't want that. You want to block from that vault and then start your twist and float into the landing. Still waiting for that score. It's always tough to wait.
Second vault here for Ella Milo. First one scored an 8.6.
Boy, that second one was beautiful. She was right in the middle of that mat on that landing. She had a great twist, a great block. Stood that you can tell she is happy about this. This is just beautiful. She's so strong, straight body, blocks off. Then she starts that twist, looks for the open. You can see her spotting that wall and just that step on the landing. Otherwise, really nice vault.
Sasha Arney will be up next. 8.75. Ella's second vault. So identical marks for the second vault for both Tatum Bolson and Ella Milo. Sasha, a senior, her high score this year, 9.15 in this event.
Again, just another solid handspring fold. They have done a nice job with this vault. All three girls, they're strong, and it just floats, and that's what you want. They block off that horse, they start that twist, and then it just floats to the ground. Great body position, super straight arms. Almost that stuck landing, really nice. I should call it a horse. That's what it used to be called. Now it's a vaulting platform.
Right.
Yes. Look at that. There is a stick. There was no movement on that landing. It was beautiful.
Really good second vault for Sasha Arning. Let's take a look at it again.
Notice the form. She's got straight arms, perfect legs. They're together, and then bam, holds on to that. Good vault.
So we're at 8.9. Ashley Moyenga is next. Ashley new to the team this year. She is just a seventh grader, but really a talented gymnast coming out of club gymnastics.
Does a very, very nice tuck Sukahara. Kind of crazy. A lot of times you'll see the coaches stand in there. She's so confident in this vault that she did not need that. She does a half on, beautiful block, tuck, just a tiny step on that landing. Her shoulders are up. She just landed that very nicely. It was just a little tiny step on the backside of that. She is a talent. It's going to be fun to watch her tonight. She's a seventh grader, which as a coach from the high school level, you are really excited when they start young because, you know, you have them for such a long time. And making a, you know, transition from elite club to coming here and just having a ball. You know what? She scores so well that she doesn't have to do that second one. There's nothing in the books that says you do. So if you like the score that you got on the first one, we're good to go.
And so she'll stick with the 9 that she got on her first vault. And Izzy Hayden will finish this up for Wayzata here on the vault.
Beautiful. She does that same vault, but she does it in a pike position, which means legs are straight. She has a little pike at her hip. That's going to be worth a little bit more than the tuck. But she does have a little, she kind of almost over-rotated that. Gorgeous form, really nice. Look at the height on that. And just those couple big steps at the end, but that was lovely. That should score very well.
Izzy's high score in this event this year, 9.225, a career high of 9.4. This is going to score in the 9s, a 9.1. And she will give it a second try here.
You know, and she probably wants to just get that landing and take away those steps that she has. This is a vault that can go to state and do very, very well. Just a small step back. So one, she over-rotated. This one, she kind of under-rotated. You got to find that happy medium. And what makes this kind of fun is that it is the middle of the season. She has that opportunity to make the adjustments. We're not trying to get to state. We're not trying to, you know, medal. So she's got plenty of time to figure it out. Both vaults were very nice. The pike position is tough. Makes it a little bit more difficult.
And now the teams are starting to get back into a routine. Now you're off the holidays. You haven't had a meet in a few weeks. And now it starts kind of the grind of the rest of the regular season leading up to sections in 5 weeks.
You know, and that's so true. I don't know how much they get to work out during the holiday break. But, yeah, you've celebrated with your families, you're back in school, and, you know, it's a long day when you come to it. Spend, you know, a long first week back after having a couple weeks off.
We'll take time out. We'll come back. Our next rotation from Wayzata. Hopkins will be up on the vault when we return.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
There's the score for Wayzata's team on the vault that we just saw competing, 35.850. Nice start for the Trojans tonight. And there's a look through one rotation for each team. And Hopkins varsity up on the vault right now. Tori Trevino is going to lead us off for the Royals.
I think vault is probably the hardest event to compete at a different school.
Yeah?
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Only because they're so close to that wall. If you are not used to running so close to that wall, I think it's hard to get used to that. She started out with a handspring full. It's very nice. She kind of does a quarter on, so I'm not quite sure if that would be considered half on, full off, or quarter. It looks like she does kind of a quarter on. But if you are at a gym in your school, the wall's on your right side instead of your left side. It's just it.
Although Hopkins, you remember, is pretty similar setup in a way. But
Right.
that wall is right there too.
Yep.
On the vault. But most gyms certainly not. No. Tori's first vault 8.3.
Very nice second vault. I think she'll score a little bit better. She was a little cleaner on that twist with a good landing. Of course, back in the day when Wayzata used to be in this teeny tiny gym, the girls came from the hallway. Very nice job.
Like they still do at Maple Grove.
That's right.
I still got to believe that was an error somewhere, like somebody didn't measure twice and cut once like they're supposed to, right?
Yeah, measured once and cut once. Well, I also think, too, as the sport has changed and the vaults have become a little bit more difficult, you need that speed. Vaulting there's physics involved in it, and don't laugh how I know that because it's kind of a funny story, but your speed, the angle that you hit the board, how you repel off that, it's all a kind of a physics thing, and she showed us there very nice that she does a handspring full. The speed is there. She hits the springboard at an angle, beautiful block, and a nice twist. Back in the early 90s, there was a gymnast named Shannon Miller. She went on to be an Olympic medalist, probably a gold and stuff. But her dad was a physics professor at a university, and they used her vault to study physics, as far as speed, angle, repulsion. Like I really know what I'm talking about, John. But it sounds really good.
It sounds good.
But you get it. I feel smart today. So as the vaults have gotten more difficult, they need that more speed, and you need to start farther back to get that speed so you can have a better, safer, better landing on that vault too. This is just a beautiful handspring full.
Bella's first vault was an 8.4. The second vault for Tori was an 8.45, and we'll see how this one is scored.
Now, she does a really interesting, she twists with her arms over her head. A lot of gymnasts will drop that arm, but she just twists with them over her head. Nice step on that landing. It's just a preference. Some people like to drop that arm. They get a little bit quicker of a speed, and in her case, she likes to have those arms over her head.
And 8.65, so Bella Hurt's second vault is a little bit better scored. So Janessa Reglos up next.
she's going to be doing that Sukahari that we saw a couple of the Wayzata gymnasts do. I believe she throws it in the tuck position. And she had great warm-up with this vault. Lots of concentration. She does that speed. Oh, she's doing a Yurchenko. Didn't see that one during the warm-up. The Yurchenko's when they do a round-off onto that springboard, does the back handspring to the vaulting platform, and then the back flip afterwards. You will see that all over the Big Ten and in college and stuff. It's not very often that we see it here at the high school level. Exceptional vault. You'll see here. Here goes that round-off. Does that back handspring on. Those coaches are there just in case they can do that. They don't touch her. Just a few steps on the landing, and I thought she was going to start jumping up. She was so excited for that vault. Really nice job.
Did you look at Megan Johnson, co-head coach, with her sister Emily there in the foreground. 10th year as they have been coaching together. And really have built a nice program for Hopkins. Well, Hopkins really has had outstanding teams for decades, but they've kept the numbers up, gotten the numbers better. Actually, they had a little bump in numbers coming off an Olympic year, which you see at some schools, and they said they definitely have that this year.
There, another nice one. She kind of lands that one better. It wasn't as high as the first one, but she has less steps on those landing. You know, anytime we come off an Olympic year, and the USA did well, I know we missed Simone incredibly, but to have a gymnast from your own state be the gold medal all-around winner, that is just breeds excitement to this sport again, and it's so fun to see that the little girls are like, hey, Mommy, I want to be in gymnastics. I want to be like Suni Lee or Simone and stuff. But being when it comes from your own state and what it did, for her club over there in St. Paul. We also had Grace McCullum, who is outstanding. And, I think Grace is at Utah, but I'm not sure. But 2 girls on the Olympic team were from our state. That speaks volumes for our private club system too. It's exceptional.
Really, really good. Janessa regular second vault, 8.75. Annabelle Spears up next.
That first vault's just had a little bit more height to it. This is a really unique vault. So she does that Yurchenko start, does a half on and a full off. To be honest, I haven't seen this one at the high school level at all. So here she does that round up back handspring start, does a half on and a full twist off. Really nice vault. That should score quite well.
Yeah, it does score in the 9s, 9.25. It's top score here tonight. She'll get one more try.
Almost could have done a 1.5. She's got so much power coming off of that vault. So again, that round up back handspring immediately into that half twist, which is like a blind. You're hoping the vault is back there. So here you go. Here's that half. She almost went so far, she almost missed one of her hands at the very end there, which that's just the show of a really experienced gymnast. She was able to still do that vault well and do it safely. It is really too bad that these 2 teams have to be in the same section. Just, they're good. They have talent. They have depth. I mean, in between the breaks, we're watching their JV girls, and they're good. So.
Second vault was a 9.1, so the first vault will go in the books for Annabelle Spears at 9.25. 9, Simone Britt, 5th and final Hopkins gymnast on the vaults.
Beautiful. She does that. Yurchenko in the pike position. It's not very often you see an 8th grader anchoring your vaulting team, but this vault was dynamite. So there she is, does that. Yurchenko, round-up back handspring onto the platform. Notice that the form is fabulous. She gets so much height. She can do that in the pike position and just that small step on the landing. Beautiful vault.
Naya's first vault, a 9.1.
I'd have scored it higher, but that's just me. They're not going to ask me back, are they, John? That was a beautiful vault. Again, look at that. She has the distance. Her shoulders are up. She just has that step on the landing. This better score more than a 9-1 because it was a beautiful, beautiful vault. See here, she has a really strong run. This round off back handspring on, that's where the Yurchenko comes from. Beautiful block. And that vault is higher than her coach's head. So that's, like I said, I'm hoping this scores higher because it should. And I think she thinks so too. She's dancing over there. So let's give it to her.
Trying to hold on here for the scores. Well, why don't we do this? We'll take a break and we'll give you.
You'll see right now the judge is kind of telling her things that, maybe why she, maybe that first one didn't score as much or something, which is kind of nice. So, it was a beautiful, beautiful vault.
Well, second one did score a little higher, 9.2 for Nia Simone Britt on vault number 2. We'll take a break, come back. Wayzata up on the uneven bars next on CCX. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. Michaela Lundball is leading us off for Wayzata on the uneven bars.
Well,
that
her
landing.
Team is excited about that routine. Full twisting layout, probably a new element to possibly that routine. She did a great job. A lot of girls are doing that switch kip, which fulfills that change of direction, but her giants were beautiful. She straddles up to them, but look at the toe point and the straight body. And then she's going to float this. Let go, full twist. And just a small step back on the landing. This is a dismount that when you figure out how to land that, the crowd goes nuts because it's so pretty. We see a lot of layouts. We see a lot of tucks, but anytime we're adding twisting or a second flip, that's always a good deal too. But it was beautifully done.
8.65, the score for Michaela. Sophomore, missed most of last year with an injury.
Really,
that was a great way to start the bars for Wayzata.
Absolutely. There is talent on this team. She just started with a handstand pirouette on the low bar and goes for a beautiful double back flyaway dismount. She had that tiny step forward. She just wants to lift her shoulders maybe a hair more to stand that vault up, but she swings really nice. You'll see she does this squat on. We're going to do a long hang kip and cast right into that handstand. She's almost on top of the bar. Beautiful form, great toe point. And that height on that flyaway was right up there. It was good. And again, just that teeny step on the landing. Those are the things that Wayzata will probably, work on and want to clean up a little bit. I know that they are behind Stillwater, so they're going to be watching Stillwater, looking at their highlights if they can. And Stillwater will be watching, Wayzata, because when you get down to that state meet, sometimes it's by tenths, and those landings, they call them stuck landings or stick, are so important. They can make you lose meets and also make you win meets.
8.575 for Izzy Hayden's bar routine. And Ella Milo up next.
She does that kip, cast into a switch kip. So there's her release, straddle over the low bar, doesn't touch her feet. Team is getting real excited about this routine too. Gorgeous cast to handstand, beautiful position, great toe point. Full twisting flyaway dismount, and that was awesome.
I love it when the kids and the coaches are so excited that, that's what you've been working for, right?
Yes.
It's not a 10.0, and it's not going to be because it's not that kind of a routine, but you do as good a job as you can, and all those hours you put in practice and you nail it in competition. It's great.
Coaches or girls were more excited.
Right.
I'm not sure. But, and that's what you watch teams and you want that camaraderie, because even though it's a team sport, they're fighting for individual spots too. So, secretly you want the person to fall possibly so that you get that spot. Just kidding. But this team, you watch them and it's just each girl that goes, they have the support behind them. They have their alumni here that you can hear screaming and in the background. And boy, when your coaches are jumping up and down, you know that you have done something right, and that was exceptional routine.
Coach Holden now in her 12th year with the program, and excited for Ella Mila, who just scored an 8.65, which is a career high for her, so you can see why she's so excited. Mckenna Cohen up next here.
Again, we're doing that cast to handstand. She's got a slight little bend in her leg, but double back flyaway. Look at that landing. Very, very good. She might not have had the form that she was going for, but the difficulty was there, and the double back flyaway was good. Really, really good.
Excuse me, Deb. The only varsity event that Mckenna will compete in tonight. Her first year on the team with a high 8.4 for a high score this season on the bars.
I mean, I don't think you can do that dismount much better. It was the teeny tiniest of hops.
You saw Hopkins before our last break compete on the vault. That was their team score, 35.9. Just a touch higher than Wayzata. So as we expected, we're going to have a tight meet here tonight, although Wayzata scoring a little bit higher than Hopkins had earlier to start the meet on the bars. 8.75 for Mckenna Cohen. So for her, that is a season high. And now Ashley Moyenga will cap things off for a strong Trojans bars team tonight.
Cast handstand pirouette into the kip and squat on that low bar. And a beautiful double flyaway dismount. That was wonderful. It's like I said, it's fun to see her come to high school and just enjoy the sport and have fun with it. She's extremely talented. Here are her giants. Again, form, toe point, so important. The double flyaway is huge and just nails that landing. That was good.
Well, we talked about Hopkins, how solid they were on the bars. Wayzata,
I
outstanding.
know.
Girls hitting high scores for the season and career highs.
And it's just both teams, they're just fun to watch, and their teammates are getting involved in cheering, and, and it's hard when you get sometimes when you get the younger girls, 7th and 8th graders coming into that high school level. But in talking with Coach Holden earlier, they have just embraced these young girls. They're a part of their team. Their talent is there, and they just want to see them do nothing but succeed.
8.8 to score for Ashley Moyenga. We will take a timeout. We're halfway through competition. Still beam and floor to come on CCX. More Lake Conference Gymnastics after this.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Inside of Wayzata High School, through 4 complete rotations, pretty even through these two teams. Wayzata up by 1 full team point as we go into the floor and balance beam. It'll be Hopkins varsity up first on the floor. Nia Simone Britt will lead it off for the Royals.
Is this Jaws?
That's a little bit of a Jaws feel to it, at
Yes.
least, yes.
Beautiful opening pass, roundup, back handspring, half twist. Definitely enjoying the music. Great choreography to this. Doing her twisting combination jumps there. Handspring front layout. And again, having the height that she gets on those twisting leaps is really good. Going for a third and final tumbling pass. Round up 2 back handsprings, and that back flip was taller than she is. Fun with the choreography here again, showing us that she loves to dance. Aerial cartwheel. There's a double turn. Ends up with, I'm on the phone. There's a stamp on that one. That was a super fun routine to watch. You could tell she enjoyed the choreography a lot. I love when after that third tumbling pass, that she wasn't done. She still gave us more, and that makes it fun to watch too. Opening sequence was that layout half twist. This is a front handspring layout front. Nice job for that one. And watch the height on this. She does round up 2 back handsprings straight up. Nice job, good landing. This is a great routine for Hopkins to have as a start.
Nia's just an 8th grader, and one that girl they want to get involved in all of the events, and she will be an all-rounder tonight. Jade Hutton out of the lineup, one of their all-rounders, but her strong events are vault and floor, and we see in the vault 9.2. We'll see how this floor exercise scores.
That was fun to watch. It had the difficulty in it, and you can tell she really enjoyed. You want to see that in the floor routine. You want to see those girls getting into the music, playing to the crowd. It's almost become, like a little bit of a Broadway show performance that I think judges are enjoying, because it's something different than just the girl doesn't smile, doesn't move and stuff. They're having fun music and playing to the music.
Score of 8.2 for Nia Simone Britt. And now Janaea Love.
Janaea starting out with a double twisting handstand to a full twisting roll chop. Nice combination to start with. Round up back handspring, full twist. Really nice full twisting switch sweep and straddle jump. Having a lot of fun with that choreography. Love that she's smiling. In the corner for that second tumbling pass. Punch front dive roll, aerial cartwheel. It's a move we don't see that often. That was a back extension to a round-off straddle jump, Shishanova. Third and final tumbling pass. Round up 2 back handsprings to a tuck. Nice job. Gymnasts have to show change of direction, and what she's doing here, she's performing some of the choreography lower to the ground. Nice finish for her. That was a great routine. She's a really strong tumbler. What's real impressive about her, too, is her jumps and leaps and the height that she gets and adding those full twisting to those.
I like the music, too. Man.
Yes.
Unique, but really cool.
Really cool music. There's that opening tumbling passes, round off full twist. Great job. Shoulders are up. Nice landing. This was cool. She has a punch front dive roll into that standing aerial cartwheel. That's hard to do out of a dive roll. And then finally round off 2 back handsprings. Nice tuck back flip to end that.
Seemed pretty happy with it.
Yes.
Let's see what her score is.
You couldn't see on the sidelines, but all the Hopkins girls were doing the choreography, getting into the music. And when you watch some of the, either the SEC or the Big Ten gymnastics and at that level, it's like they're doing the routines with the girls, their whole teammates.
8.625 for Janea, and now Janessa Reglos.
Love the smile. Janessa, very graceful gymnast to watch. She's a beautiful toe point as we're getting ready for this first tumbling pass. Round off a 1.5 twist. That's a blind landing, so she doesn't know she's there until her feet hit the ground. She did a nice job. Full twisting split jump, full twisting wolf jump. Great combination. Does a punch layout front flip to a tuck front flip. Again, that full twisting switch jump into the straddle jump. She sets up in the corner for her final tumbling pass. Round off full twist. Really cute routine. It's nice when you have twisting elements on the front and the back end of your floor routine. So she did a 1.5 twist her first tumbling pass and did a full twist on her second tumbling pass, or her third one, sorry. And in the floor routine, you have to tumble both directions. You can't tumble backwards all 3. You have to show one pass that has forward tumbling. So here you'll see this is a round off 1.5 twist. She gets ready. Here's her front tumbling pass. She does a punch layout front into a tuck. Tough combination. And finally that round up back handspring into full twist.
And that scores Janessa Reglos an 8.75. And that brings up Annabelle Spears.
Annabelle's first tumbling pass, same thing. Round off full twist, or 1.5 twist. Split jump into stake jump. Really strong choreography for the Hopkins girls. Like you said, John, I love the music. Every beat is accounted for. That makes that really interesting. Having a lot of fun playing to the crowd. does a punch front walk off, round off, back flip. Is this from the movie? Oh, I can't think of it. It's a scary movie, and the music is cool, and she kind of has those facial expressions.
One more pass here.
Really cool. Round up double twist. That is what a lot of girls open with, and she is closing with that. Very interesting choice of music, but I loved it.
Annabelle Spears, just a sophomore, really good gymnast, state qualifiers I mentioned earlier. Good floor routine for her tonight.
Team seems very happy with that. You'll see they have a judge in training who's over there, it looks like. So that judge is actually learning how to, not learning, but they kind of shadow the judge. So the person that's sitting next to the judge here. This double twist is beautiful. And like I said, a lot of people open with the double twist, and she ends with it. This better be in the nines, or
they're going to hear from you.
They are going to hear from me.
Judges are going to confer at least one score that was put up initially at 9.25.
Yes.
So I think you will get a score in the nines here, but
I hope so.
We'll find out in a moment.
It's interesting to be a judge. It's hard, and you have to go through a lot of test judging, and then you have to take tests to get to do it, and you have to keep up on the rules, then you have to shadow people, and it's really hard to break into the circle of judging. I know that it's been difficult because there's not as many as there used to, so it's very fun to see that there are new judges coming on the sport, and it changes so much every year that it's hard to keep up.
And a score for Annabelle Spears of 9.1. Tori Trevina, fifth and final gymnast for Hopkins on the floor. We saw Tori earlier in the vault. Now wrapping things up for the Royals on the floor.
She opened with a full twisting layout front, and that's a tough move too. You'll notice that she had that extra crash pad out there during that. You are allowed to have that. It just provides a little bit of extra cushion for those ankles that take quite a pounding. 2 punch fronts. And occasionally you'll find that rare gymnast that prefers to tumble forwards versus backwards, and so far she's given us 2 forward tumbling passes. Now having fun with the music, and again the choreography. Showing a little bit of sass and attitude there. Round up 2 back handsprings into a back tuck. Nice routine for her. It is a little rare that we see 2 forward tumbling passes and only 1 backwards. Every once in a while, when you see a little bit of originality and shakes it up, I like that.
It's been a very good meet for both of these teams. Clean. Now, we haven't been to the beam yet, which is, as I preface that.
The ever-dreaded balance beam. Yes. They're separated by a point, which isn't a whole lot. There she goes, that full twist layout into the dive roll. Here's the second punch front. Both of them were at great height. And ends it with that round off 2 back handspring back tuck.
Looks like this one will score in the nines as well. We mentioned Annabelle Spears at a 9.1.
and getting ready to go to the balance beam. John, in the, 30 years that you and I have been doing this, we have seen how many meets where it was either won or lost because of the balance beam. And it seems like if one team has falls, a lot of times that kind of follows. And we saw that in our last meet, but it was the first meet of the season. And beam, to me, is the hardest. It's the most mentally challenged. That beam is 4 feet wide, 4 foot off the ground.
8.9 was the final score for Tori Trevina on the floor exercise. I wanted to mention, we showed the head coaches. I wanted to mention the other coaches in these programs. Kirby Maddox now in his 8th season with the Hopkins program, coaching along with Megan Johnson and her sister Emily. And for Wayzata, of course, Carly Holden, the head coach, but 2 longtime assistants, Abby Christensen, now in her 11th year, and Georgie Macklem in her 5th season, both former Wayzata gymnasts, and both back in the program. There they are, Georgie on your left and Abby on your right.
Abby was, she went to high school when my kids were there, and she was an exceptional gymnast, and she was an even better diver, which is pretty crazy and stuff. So I feel like I've known her since, she was in grade school, which makes me really old, but it's fun to see that she is still involved in the program, and she's a great coach.
As we've talked about, these teams will compete in the same section. That'll come up February 12th. There's Kirby Maddox there, along with the other coaches and gymnasts for Hopkins, and the assistant coaches who are such a vital part, often spotters for the girls in practice and sometimes in competition, and their work not to be overlooked.
If you ever want to watch, you could get lost on YouTube for quite a while. Go to Gymnastics Spotter Saves, and it's insane crazy, these videos of how important your spotters are to the safety of the girls, and they have to think in just a nanosecond.
It is Alumni Night here at Wayzata. We've seen some alumni. They had the girls, the women, not girls, come out with the high school girls before the meet. There it is. Get in the huddle that they were a part of at one time. And it's like back when you're in high school. And it's such a great, and I think this is true for a lot of sports, and certainly gymnastics. How many hours you spend together in the gym practicing, and it all comes rushing back to you right when you get back into the gym and as an alum, and come back out and watch the high school girls compete.
I agree 100%, and it just kind of gives, kudos to the coaches that have created this environment that these girls want to come back and see where their, alma maters are at, and just really nice.
We're on today with the balance beam. Ada Molson leading things off for Wayzata.
Combination there is the double cartwheel, and what makes this, what judges are looking for, is that you swing that first foot through and you don't touch the beam. That is a full turn. It's a requirement in every balance beam routine, in every floor exercise. Oh gosh, she's able to hang on. She does a split jump into a twisting, I should say straddle jump.
Tatum's high score this year on the beam, an 8.6.
Really nice back handspring. There's a little bit of a pause there. Might have been a tiny bit too long. We'll see if there's a deduction for that. 3/4 twisting wolf jump immediately into a back flip off of the side. This event in particular, your number one girl up is your most consistent. Again, she had the difficulty, but here is that back handspring again, just really nice and solid. But this dismount is neat. Twisting and sideways back flip. You don't see that often. But you want that gymnast who's not going to fall, who's going to start the score so that it can just climb from there. And sometimes you just get on a roll where, she does good, then the next one does good. And the same can go if the person falls. Then there's so much pressure on the other four, to not fall. So in all of the events, this one is the one you are looking to have that leader, that consistent person that will start your scoring off. I think she did a great job.
It's a senior, a state qualifier last year on the floor exercise. We'll see her on the floor later in rotation 8 tonight. Sasha Arne will be up next. As you look at the Hopkins score on the floor exercise that we saw competing, 35.375. So this is going to be close to me.
It is going to be probably a little closer than, maybe, but so far both teams are throwing out some big scores and really doing the difficulties there. The connections are there. The form is there. The landings are there. So
judges are going to confer on Tatum Bolson's score before we get to Sasha Arne up next. She'll be followed by Ella Milo, Ashley Moyenga, and then Izzy Hayden.
If you look at the gentleman judge, I believe his name is
Tony Bro.
Tony.
Yeah.
And he's been around for a while. He's a very good judge, very well respected.
And again, it's what one judge sees, like, hey, I saw this. What did you see? Or
and it's becoming a sport too where that too long a pause could be a deduction. Did they pause between two elements, so they're not going to give them those connections? Those are where we're still, this in figure skating, we're still having people judging opinions, and what these judges go through too to make sure that they know the rules, they know the new connections and things that need to happen. But it's still what one judge may say too long of a pause, the other judge is going to go, well, I'm going to give it to you. So you kind of compare notes, maybe plead your case a little.
Next up, Sasha Arne. Looks like they landed on a score of 8.6 for Tatum Bolson, which does match her season high.
It was a great routine. Here's that cartwheel. She's going to swing that foot through. Nice save on that. She was a little off to the side, but she was able to plant that foot and finish that second cartwheel.
He's really been a good gymnast for Wayzata through the years. Her senior year, plans to go pre-med in college, Deb, much like you back in the day, right?
Absolutely.
Looking at Missouri, Miami, Ohio, or Baylor.
Wow. I was right up there with you, pre-med from Robbinsdale. This is a great combination dismount. She does that back handspring into that full twist. Second routine up, it was solid. She had great connections in her jumps and her leaps. She had that cartwheel. It almost looked like she was gonna miss it, but she was able to hang on to it, plant that foot, and continue on. You'll see here, here's that cartwheel. She has to swing through. She's off to the side. I don't know how she saved that. That was really good. And then this is the back handspring full twist combination. Nice job. Just a step back on that landing. Shoulders were a teeny tiny bit low. They're going to want to maybe clean that up a little bit, but you really can't ask more from your gymnast than this. 2 up, 2 good so far.
One score posted in 8.9. We'll see what the other judge score is for Sasha Arne before we get to Ella Milo. .7 the score for Sasha Arne. And now Elamilo. Second year on the team. I gotta give you a fun fact on Ella. Coach Holden wrote out some notes about each of her girls. When she was a kid, Ella wanted to be an ice cream truck driver so she could eat all of the ice cream. That's still my goal. I don't know what the kid stuff is.
Oh my gosh, what a cute dream is that. Ring that bell and have the ice cream truck come to you. Ella does a cartwheel into a roundout, so she increases the difficulty of that combination, which is a nice job. Getting ready for a tumbling pass here. Oops, sorry. Does a straddle jump into a twisting jump. Doing her back handspring, tuck, dismount. You know, using that back handspring in combination with that's a great connection to have. Some girls do the back handspring in the middle of the routine. She chose to do it into the dismount, which gives her a connection. Nice job. Oh, I wish I had an ice cream bell. Ding,
Right.
ding, 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 ding.
Elamilo's high score is 8.8 this year. Let's see if this one scores that or higher. Or
She had a couple of balance checks there,
might
but
be a little lower.
you know that they're really, to me, judging a little bit more harshly than we've seen in a while and stuff. But maybe that's, you know, and the way they want to do things. I just get irritated. If someone deserves a 9, they deserve a 9. That's just me. I should be a judge. Nines
Should be,
for everyone.
Deb. You can go through the training. But then we'd lose you as a color commentator unless you did it.
Well,
I
and
guess-
I'm sure my people don't want that.
No.
Because I have fans. I think being a judge is it would be too hard. It is, you know, it's very subjective to what you think you saw.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can do a replay. Waiting here again. Oh, looks like we are getting the go-ahead.
8.6 on the score for Ella, and now Ashley Moyenga, who has scored as high as 9.25 on the beam this year. Did you know Ashley collects chapstick?
Okay, back in my day, we
Her
used to
lip
call it
balm.
Bonnie Bell.
Yeah.
I had all the flavors. Vanilla, Dr. Pepper, cherry cola. Oh, that is funny. Beautiful switch leap. Very solid. Standing back flip, doesn't even pause, just kind of does it like I do this on the floor all the time. Really nice back handspring, full twisting dismount. She had a little tiny, when she was doing that cartwheel combination, she did put her foot down. I'm not sure what the deduction will be for that, but she's doing her thing, turns around, boom, back flip on the beam. Excellent. That's how you stick a landing. Nice job. I can see where she can score in the nines on that one. She just had that tiny mishap on that cartwheel.
Ashley seems happy with it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
she does. You know, and like you said, this is that first meet back after that winter break, and it's just kind of getting your feet wet again. They have 5 weeks in which to really buckle down and clean up those routines, stick those landings, and go after all of those tenths of points that they may have lost. It'll be motivation for both these teams tonight, depending on how close that score is going to be. But
Izzy Hayden, will be up next. She is the defending champion in this section 6AA on the balance beam.
Wow. That is an accomplishment. Like I said before, to me, this was the toughest event. Back 1,000 years ago when I did gymnastics, it was my favorite event and my biggest nightmare all at the same time.
Score of 9.0 for Ashley Moyenga.
Yay, a 9, finally. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Izzy Hayden, an all-conference, all-section, all-state, all-American accolades for her. State qualifier all around last year, a senior. Going to either Wisconsin or Rutgers next year. So another sharp girl too. That's awesome.
It is.
But
to be able to, what's her fun fact? I'm ready.
She's afraid of chickens. I don't know if this is true or Carly just writing this down to see if I say it on television or not. But that was Izzy's fun fact.
Wow. She did a combination there. She did a wolf jump into that back flip, so I can see why she was champion. This is a great angle to show you just how wide that beam is. Oh, gosh. So here's the situation. She does 2 back handsprings. She's completely off to the side, but she is such a consistent gymnast. She's able to throw that full twisting dismount anyways.
Yeah, she missed the mat by quite a distance, but
yes.
It was perfect on the landing.
I'll be curious if we see if she missed a foot there. You can see how skinny that beam is. 2 back handsprings. She was way off to the left on that second foot. So when that happens, you're throwing sideways. Yeah. So I'm glad. Here you go. I'm glad there was a mat there. You'll see. She almost she missed the main crash pad, but there was a secondary safety net down there and stuff. So
still going to score pretty well, looks like.
Yes, and she should. That wolf jump back flip combination is outstanding, and she performed it very, very well.
High for this year is 9.25, which is also her career high.
And that's an incredible score for going off to the side and taking that step on the landing. When she figures that out and goes straight and lands that, this is going to be fun to watch.
A career high 9.275 for Izzy Hayden on the balance beam. Great way for Wayzata to finish. They were clean, very clean on the beam.
Very clean. They had 5 up. They had 5 good scores. There maybe a few balance checks here and there, but 0 falls. Great landings. This will be tough. Hopkins has to come and obviously bring their A game to the beam as well. Having a little pause in the action, we have Hopkins has quite the JV team in the numbers, so it's really nice that all of these girls get a chance tonight to perform. In the varsity level, you have 5 up, and you can't have any more than that. In the Hopkins, you actually get to have more than that, so every girl gets a chance to compete tonight.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with Hopkins varsity on the floor. More Lake Conference Gymnastics on CCX after this. the beam rotation score for Wayzata, 35.575. I mentioned before break that Hopkins will come back on the floor. Of course, we already saw them on the floor. We'll see them on the balance beam right now. Janessa Reglos starting things off. You see how tight this is between these two teams. Wayzata ahead by just over a point heading into the final rotation for each team.
We need Hopkins. Wayzata had such a good showing on the balance beam that, Hopkins has their work cut out for them. So hopefully they can have 5 clean routines. And again, we can tell she is strong and consistent. She did 2 beautiful jumps there. There's that ever-dreaded full turn, which is so much harder than it looks. Wolf jump, 3/4 twisting split jump. She had a little smile there. You don't see that on the balance beam that often. Getting ready for her acrobatic series. That cartwheel, swing that foot through into that roundup. Wow, throws that back flip. Look at that landing. This is going to be a meet if their girls, the other girls continue. That was a great start for Hopkins on the beam. Wasn't expecting the roundup back flip. So there's that cartwheel, foot swings all the way through, round off, back flip. And again, incredible landing.
Great way for Janessa and Hopkins to start. Tori Trevina, Nia Simone Britt, Annabelle Spears, and Janaea Love still to follow.
Big score.
I think Megan Johnson's happy with how her team has competed tonight. Hoping to get to 140 for the first time. It looks like they might do that. May not be enough to beat a very good Wayzata team, but it's a good post-holiday meet so far for the Royals.
Yes.
8.885 for Janessa Reglos. And now here's Tori Trevina.
That's an incredible score for your first gymnast up. Nice job. Beautiful twisting split jump. Does that cartwheel, swings the foot through. Had a little tiny hesitation, but not a big one. It's so important that is connected. Split jump, wolf jump, no hesitation there. Just like on the floor, you have to do a change of direction, so she's doing work lower on the balance beam. Again, a beautiful straddle jump into 3/4 twisting and a front full with the teeny tiniest step on the landing. That was a good routine too.
We've had some excellent routines tonight on the beam. Look at it again. They're part of Tori's routine.
Here's that full twisting front layout, and I mean, it was the smallest of step on that. I think she should be very pleased with that routine. This is the event that you don't want to have to be waiting on. The beam is an event that you want to be able to get up and go and not wait for the score because it's so nerve-wracking. Looks like we might have a bit of a judges conference here as well. going to change the score. They have to be within 0.3 of one another.
8.625 for Tori Trevina. Nia Britt up next.
She's just like we had talked about on the bars too. She's just such a pretty gymnast to watch. She has such a clean, beautiful line. There she does that cartwheel round off, balance check there. Really nice switch leap into twisting straddle jump. Another double jump. She does split jump, wolf jump, and then 3/4 twisting. Here comes her acrobatic. Very, very solid back flip, showing that change of direction we talked about earlier. Round up back flip, and boy, Hopkins has been nailing those landings. They're not giving away anything, so this is, they could pick up a little ground here on the balance beam. They're being very solid. Nice routine. We'll take a look. Here is that round off, back flip, and the height was incredible, but the landing was perfect. You can tell she is happy with that.
Both of these teams will compete in invitationals this weekend. Hopkins will be at Princeton High School at that invitational Saturday afternoon, and Wayzata will be down in Faribault for an invitational starting late Saturday morning. I know Park Center hosts a meet Saturday. That includes Champlin Park and Osseo Park Center on Saturday. So you get into January, and you have a lot of that where we've got some dual meets during the week and then an invitational on Saturday.
Back when I was in high school, again 1,000 years ago, we competed at the Faribault Invitational.
Yeah.
It was one of the few meets my dad was able to come. I nailed my aerial cartwheel on the balance beam, and I was going to get a medal, and then I kicked my leg really high, and I walked right off the end of the beam. And I got a mat scrape burn on my face. It was awful.
8.95 score. That's a good story
I know,
for
I can laugh
Nia
about it
Britt.
now.
So that's the high score so far for Hopkins, the 8.95, and now here's Annabelle Spears.
Really nice one-handed front walkover and another one. Front walkovers are things that you don't actually see that often, and she does it with just one hand.
We don't see that very often in high school.
No. I think going frontward on the balance beam is a lot harder than, going backwards. She does a very nice back flip, a little balance issue there, but she hangs on to that. And she doesn't have a fall. She'll get a deduction for the few little wobbles, but still incredibly difficult. Wow, and there was a dismount. She, landing that twisting touch jump, almost went straight up in the air on that full twist back flip and came awful close to almost landing back on top of that beam. Pretty incredible. You'll see here, boom. She turns to salute the judges pretty quickly, but still she's like, okay, I'm good. Didn't fall, had a couple of balance checks, was able to hang on to that back flip. there's a routine that should definitely be scored up, probably in the 9s, but because of the balance checks, they kind of eat away at you. So, but she gave us the 2 one-handed front walkovers, which are unique and extremely difficult. That standing back flip was good. The wolf jump into the full twisting off the side. And now we play the waiting game.
Annabelle will wait her score while Janaea Love awaits her turn. It's the 5th and final competitor. Good meet for both of them. But Annabelle and Janaea will compete here in her 3rd varsity event.
She's an all-around contender. She'll be doing
Annabelle Spears.
Yep, she'll be doing the floor too. She's very strong in the all-around. Looks like they might have come to. There's a little bit of, judging conferences on this particular event.
Yeah, more than we've seen in the other apparatus so far tonight.
I think what makes it hard too is those little balance checks. There's a 10th here, a 10th here, a 10th here, and they can add up, because that is definitely a routine that's worth a 9, but with the balance checks, that brings it down just, half a point or so.
Scored her an 8.6, yeah.
So that's, things that Hopkins is just going to want to clean up a bit, because they certainly have the difficulty.
Janaea Love is the last varsity competitor for Hopkins tonight here on the balance beam.
Really nice straddle jump, really high. So she has the opportunity. She probably wanted to connect that first straddle jump to that combination, and because she had a balance check, she chose not to. But the second time she did it, it was solid. Really nice front walkover into the back handspring, and you want to make sure that you do not stop. Her arms came over the top of her head and went boom right back on the other side. Full twisting, standing full twisting dismount.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen often, even among really good teams like this. We went 10 for 10, no falls on the varsity for these two teams.
This is a good night for the balance. It didn't have any victims. It didn't take anybody. Which, like you said, each team had that leadoff gymnast that was super strong and gave them those scores to which build on, and they just kept getting better and better and better. I think Hopkins has a couple of balance checks that they might need to clean up a little bit, but they have the potential for a whole team of 9s. That was a good balance beam rotation for Hopkins.
Janaea Love finishes
fun to watch
with an 8.85. We'll take our final timeout before our final rotation. I should say we'll have one more timeout actually.
That was a good one, Chuck.
Yes, I caught myself. Wayzata floor exercise up next on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Hopkins score on the balance beam 35.5, very solid for them. And now we get the last rotation of the night. Wayzata up on the floor exercise. Michaela Lundvall leading things off for them as Hopkins is unofficially top 140 for the meet. The 8th and final rotation here
And 140 was their goal, wasn't it?
Yep.
Good meet for them. She opened up with a very strong front handspring layout front flip.
Deb, while we're doing fun facts, Michaela's fun fact, she is fluent in Swedish.
She must have, she looks Swedish. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful round-off full twist. She has great form. Legs are always, toes are always pointed when she's doing anything that's not in the split formation. Her legs are together and just beautiful. Third and final tumbling pass was round off, 2 back handsprings into a back flip. Strong finishing pose. How do you become fluent? Are you fluent in the second language?
No. My dad was Swedish, and I picked up a few words back in the day. I can't remember them now. No. Yeah, we saw Michaela here in the floor, and she competed. As mentioned, most of last year with an injury, but did qualify for state bars last year. So look at part of her floor routine again here.
Yeah, very strong opening pass, and in the middle pass she does a beautiful full twist, and this was just a lovely round up 2 back handsprings into that nice high back flip. Again, she's just pretty. It was more of like a ballet kind of routine than some, of the more jivey stuff. So this is the event where gymnasts get to show their personality. They pick music that, makes them get that adrenaline and that energy, and you really want to have fun floor music that fits your personality.
Tatum Bolson will be up next. And here she goes.
That was a great opening sequence. She does a punch front into a layout full. A lot of people will do that layout full first into the punch front. She does it a little different. I think that adds to the difficulty of it.
Michaela Lundvall, by the way, scored 8.9.
Beautiful round up back handspring 1.5 twist. This is an event where if you land it without moving, you're okay. That's good, but you're allowed to take that step backwards without any of the deductions. So see a lot of gymnasts do that.
So Wayzata team, an interesting mixed of seniors and underclassmen. Tatum, one of the seniors, along with Izzy Hayden and Sasha Arney. But then we had Michaela Lundvall that we just saw, a sophomore. We saw Mckenna Cohen earlier, a freshman, and of course the 7th grader Ashley Moyenga.
The depth that Wayzata has, like I said, you could put their JV up against anybody, a lot of varsities, and they would stay extremely competitive. So that, as a coach, you are fun. Both teams have had to make little changes tonight. They take girls off the lineup and add girls in. And they're lucky they have so much to choose from that you're not compromising the score. You're giving another girl a chance to possibly compete on varsity. This was beautiful. Like I said, punch front layout full twist. And this one was a round up back handspring 1.5. You see she steps back there, no deduction for that. And then her last tumbling pass is round up back handspring full twist, straight body, almost opens that up on the landing. Just a great routine.
So it's going to score pretty well too for Tatum.
As it should. You think it's hard on the gymnasts? Man, them coaches. Of course, you think it's hard on the coaches? Take a look at the moms of the girls and the dads that are on the balance beam. I don't think my mom took a breath for a minute, 30 seconds.
Tatum Bolson, 9.25, just 5 100ths off her season and career high. Izzy Hayden up next.
Izzy's just been having an outstanding meet. Opens up with a round off 1.5 twist to a punch front. Switch leap, switch straddle leap. Great jump combination. And doing a change of direction, she does an elbow cartwheel, which is extremely unique. Does a front handspring laid out full twist, little short on that landing. But again, it's a pass that a lot of girls will open with, not have as their second tumbling pass. She's a great twister. Third and final tumbling pass ends with a double full. Awesome job. Little hint of a smile there. I think she's happy with that routine. Tumbling passes were great.
No chickens in sight, and it was all good.
No chickens in sight. So then the question, did you get scared by a chicken at an early age? Here's that open tumbling pass, 1.5 twist into a punch front. Second tumbling pass, she does a front handspring layout to a full twist. She was just a little short on that front handspring, didn't get the height, but this double twist, beautiful.
Looks like it's going to score just a little bit low, and lower, I should say, than Tatum Bolson. 9.0 for Izzy Hayden.
I don't agree. Sorry.
Sasha Arne up next. Scored as high as 9.6 in her career in this. Her high this year, 9.35.
Wow, 9.6 is a huge score. Gorgeous full twist, or 1.5 twist into punch front, solid landing, and the height. Getting ready for the second pass. Taking a little time in the quarter to catch her breath. Handspring, laid out full twist, and she stands that up. It was good. Third and final tumbling pass. Round off full twist. Again, it should score well. She does have twisting elements in all 3 of her tumbling passes. Nice routine. She tumbles so high. That, I think, is what makes her routine so impressive, is the height on those tumbling passes.
It's good routine for Sasha Arne. So take a look at it again.
Here's that opening pass. I mean, she nailed that landing. 1.5 twist into a punch front. And this front handspring full, again, stands it straight up. And then finally, round off full twist.
Ashley Moyenga, 5th and final competitor for Wayzata. Sasha Arnie scoring a 9.125, by the way.
She opens up with that, again, 1.5 twists, and I tell you what, she was low, and I don't know how she pulled that front flip out and still stood it up. She's a very quick twister. Beautiful round off double twist, the height on that too. And I love how she just twists so, it's like quick and crisp. Again, showing that change of direction, having a little fun with the music. A nice smile there. Handspring layout, front punch front. We talk about that full turn. It has to be on the beam as well as the floor. A nice routine for her. Her twists are so fast. When we look at her opening one, you'll be able to see how quick she twists. Here's that opening pass. And like I said, I don't know how she pulled off that front flip. But this is her double twist. It's just, the height on that is so incredible, and it's so clean. Like, she could probably do a triple and be fine. And here we have that layout front into, in her punch, her third flip was actually higher than her second one. So
another
nice
routine
for
in the
her.
nines. And it's like an identical score to what Sasha Arnie had, 9.125 for Ashley Moyenga. So for the 5 routines in the nines for Wayzata, a good meet for them, as it was for Hopkins.
It was. I mean, Hopkins had their best meet so far this year. They obtained a score that they were going for. They were solid on that balance beam. I mean, solid. Wayzata just had a teeny tiny bit more difficulty on their floor. They were able to, put up a little higher scores on the floor than Hopkins. But, they've got 5 weeks left. And lots can happen in those 5 weeks. And like you said, we had a couple of changes to the roster tonight for both teams. So it'll be interesting to see how things go afterwards.
We'll take time out. We'll come back with our final score and wrap things up from Wayzata High School on Alumni Night right after this.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Good Lake Conference gymnastics meet tonight on CCX. Hopkins and Wayzata, with Wayzata winning 143.250 to 140.275. Back at Wayzata High School, John Jacobson, Debbie Rasmussen. Debbie, high scores for each of these teams this year. You always want to keep improving. A month to go in the regular season before we hit sections.
And considering it was that first meet back after that Christmas break and both teams get their high scores for the season, it was a fun meet to watch. There's some balance checks and things that they might need to work on, but both teams posted great scores. They have great routines, and we also had some girls that didn't compete tonight, so what could the final scores probably have been? It's going to be a fun section meet.
Wayzata remains unbeaten on the season, now 4-0 in dual meets. We mentioned each of these teams will compete in invitationals this weekend. The all-around champion tonight, Annabelle Spears of Hopkins, 36.15 was her score. Izzy Hayden of 36.00, the top all-rounder for Wayzata. And again, these teams will see each other on February 12th, the section competition at Hopkins High School. Hope you've enjoyed the competition tonight here. It was certainly a lot of fun to watch. Wayzata and Hopkins here. And it's the Wayzata Trojans defeating Hopkins on this evening. And for Debbie Rasmussen and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for watching CCX Sports.